Faithful, what's up? Welcome in. You're watching the San Francisco 49ers Report coming your way on today's show. I think that San Francisco, with what they've done in free agency so far, some really solid moves. One move that I think they have to make is getting a better edge rusher opposite of Nick Bosa. So on today's show, going to take a look at the top available edge rushers in NFL free agency who the San Francisco 49ers can still sign. Before we dive into that list, though, today's show is sponsored by Kanzuri. You can get 15% off using the promo code CHAT at kanzuri.com/chat. Fellas, are you tired of feeling insecure about your height? Well, Kanzuri makes shoes that can add up to 2.8 inches to your height discreetly. Women get heels, makeup, and push-up bras. Why can't men get a confidence boost as well? We're all the same height lying down anyway, if you know what I mean. Kanzuri shoes are not only height boosting, but also very stylish, as we're showing you here, and very comfortable. They're not grandpa's Velcro shoes, folks, but fashionable shoes that can receive compliments even without the height increase. The height insoles are integrated into the shoes, making it the ultimate height hack. For a limited time only for the faithful, Kanzuri is offering our viewers an exclusive discount, 50% off, on top of their up to 30% site-wide discount. All you have to do is use the code CHAT at kanzuri.com/chat to get 45% off. Don't wait any longer. Upgrade your shoe game and confidence now at kanzuri.com/chat. When I want to get high, you put on a pair of Kanzuris. The link is available in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. So we're taking a look at these edge rusher targets who San Francisco could bring in to help out Nick Bosa, bolster this defense, and give them an uptick at rushing the opposing quarterback. And the guy that I've been clamoring for, the player who I really want on this Niners team, is Yannick Ngakoue. He's coming off a season with the Indianapolis Colts in which he had 9.5 sacks. He's been in the league for 7 years. And in each of his 7 seasons, he has at least 8 sacks every single year. And you look at what he's done over the last 4. It really is surprising why he's still available, why he doesn't have many offers, how he has not latched on with the team. San Francisco would be able to pay him, I believe, at a pretty affordable price tag given his production, if they clear up some money by restructuring a contract or 2. And this production really is phenomenal. And if you pair him up with Nick Bosa, can you imagine what both of them are able to do, causing destruction against opposing offensive lines and getting after the quarterback, which is obviously good for a couple of reasons. It leads to turnovers. It leads to that quarterback getting a little bit wobbly out in the pocket, which then benefits your defense. And I believe you build your organization in the trenches. You got to get a good offensive line. You have to get a good quarterback. So protect the quarterback, get a quarterback, but also you got to get after the quarterback too as well, right? And Yannick Ngakoue, one of the best in the business at that craft. Before we move forward, make sure you subscribe. Niner Empire, Niner Gang, Niner Faithful. We're 320 people away from 80,000 subscribers. And when we get there, like we told you about during a couple of live shows ago, we're going to be rocking a Jerry Rice jersey. We're going to celebrate in special fashion here on the show. Help us get there. How quickly can we do it? It's up to you, the faithful. Edge rusher number 2, Justin Houston. He's certainly up there in age. Guy seemingly has been in the league forever, but also seemingly continues to have some really, really good seasons. This past year, 9.5 sacks according to our database, but Pro Football Focus, they don't count half sacks. They give full sacks. So according to PFF, Justin Houston had 10 sacks last year in 2022 with the Baltimore Ravens. With Yannick Ngakoue, he might cost a little bit more than a guy like Justin Houston because Yannick is 27 years old. Justin Houston in his early 30s. But if you get him at a discounted price, a very good still depth edge rusher for San Francisco. As for Leonard Floyd, in 2020, 9+ sacks. In 2021, 9+ sacks. This past year, 9+ sacks. That's 3 consecutive years for Leonard Floyd in which he has compiled at least 9 sacks. And he's not quite the pass rusher technician that Yannick Ngakoue is. He's more of a speed rusher coming off the edge, but it doesn't mean that he's not a good player. 6'5", 240, wiry, long frame. And it's funny because this is a guy who's kind of been a late bloomer in his NFL career. He's had a couple of down years here and there, but his last 3, he's been really good for that Los Angeles Rams defense. This past year, like we said, very, very productive, and that's really been the theme for him over the last couple of years. He is a very good guy at getting after that quarterback. Now, come on, John Lynch. We need you. I need you. Speak it into existence. My favorite player for the Niners to target at edge rusher is Yannick Ngakoue. So help me out. Let's speak it into existence. Type YN to bring Yannick to the Bay. Yannick, come to the Bay. Next up, Frank Clark. He is 3rd all-time in NFL playoff history in total sacks. Now, you look at his regular season numbers, and a lot of people are familiar with him because he played for the Seattle Seahawks prior to going to Kansas City. His 4 years with the Chiefs, he had 8 sacks in 2019, 6 more in 2020, 4.5 in 2021, and this past year in 15 games played, 5 sacks. But he seemingly comes alive when the games matter the most, when the lights are shining the brightest, and sometimes that's really all when it comes down to. Because in the NFL playoffs, you're going to be facing some really upper echelon quarterbacks most of the time, and that's when Frank Clark plays his best football. Now, with what the 49ers have done so far in free agency, how good do you think this roster is? I want you to get your pens out here and grade the Niners roster as a whole. Offense, defense, special teams, top to bottom, A, B, C, D, or F. Some people have asked me, Chase, should the 49ers bring in Jadeveon Clowney? Every other player on this list, I'd pretty much be down for it. Jadeveon Clowney, I'm not in. I don't like his effort. I don't like his motor. I don't like his attitude. I don't like how seemingly he's okay with not partaking in any offseason workouts, and then when he wants to get signed, he's like, you know what? I'll sign in August. I'll sign in September. And the production has never been there for a guy who a lot of people thought was going to be a generational player. Now, I do like his versatility. He could play edge. He could play defensive tackle, depending on if you're running a 4-3 or a 3-4. He could be a game wrecker. My issue is he can be a game wrecker when he decides to turn it on. And I just don't like his consistency on this defense. Dante Fowler Jr., 6 sacks last year with the Dallas Cowboys. He, too, still available on the free agency market. 6'3", 261 pounds. I'd kind of put him in that category with Leonard Floyd. Up and down career, some years great, other years kind of mundane, but certainly a talented edge rusher. Robert Quinn, like Justin Houston, pretty old. 2 years ago in 2021, he had nearly 20 sacks for Sean Desai's defense that year. But last year with Chicago and Philadelphia, he was pretty much just washed for the most part and non-existent for both of those teams. Let's get to J.J. Watt here. Could he come out of retirement? This is very, very interesting for a couple of reasons. That Arizona Cardinals franchise, it's down in the dumps. Michael Bidwell is an awful owner. They brought in Jonathan Gannon to be their head coach. J.J. Watt is a future Hall of Famer. He has accomplished everything that he set out to accomplish in his NFL career. What's funny is that J.J. Watt got off to this start that was torrid, right? And then he suffered a bunch of injuries. And then the last couple of years, he's rebounded from those injuries to play solid. Last year, I think that he wanted to go out on top in 2022, 16 games played, 12.5 sacks. 25 tackles for loss, 7 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble. If you remember that game late in the year when the Cardinals were on the road at Levi's Stadium, he was dominating this 49ers offensive line and took over the game a couple of times. He can still play. It really all comes down to, does he want to still play? And he has not won a Super Bowl yet. If he does want to win a Super Bowl, can you imagine J.J. Watt with Nick Bosa, Javon Hargrave, and Eric Armstead on this defensive line? Maybe San Francisco can do their due diligence and they can convince him to come out of retirement. If you're still rocking with us here on the show, we of course greatly appreciate it. As always, I want you to give me a real one roll call. Y'all are the best for supporting everything that we do. That's why we are the largest independently run YouTube channel that covers the San Francisco 49ers and why we're the largest independently run Niners channel approaching 80,000 subs. Y'all are the best. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to keep it moving. And you know our content won't change here on the show.